When some of the most iconic habitats at the Buffalo Zoo started to fall apart, we came to the rescue. In this video, you'll see exactly how we helped bring one of the oldest zoos in America back to life. We always found it crazy how we have such a great zoo only 2 hours away from us, a similar distance to the Toronto Zoo, and yet we've never worked there before. Opened in 1875, this year marks the Buffalo Zoo's 150th anniversary, and being able to contribute, even in a small way, to a place with that much history felt like something we couldn't pass up. We contacted them to see if they had any maintenance projects for us to take on, just to show them what we can do. And they said absolutely. The concrete in a few of their habitats was deteriorating. Whole sections were starting to break down. So we packed our bags and we're on our way. There are 4 areas that we patched up: the 2 rhino pools, the rainforest, and the tufted deer. We'll be starting off in the rainforest, where we'll be replacing the concrete in the mezzanine as well as the railings.
Or so we thought. It turns out that the zoo has successfully bred a baby ocelot, which, from what I'm told, is notoriously difficult for zoos in all wonderful breeding programs to achieve. So congratulations to Buffalo. We're excited to be here while this is happening.
So instead, we'll be starting off in the first rhino pool.
We need to create a mechanical bond between our liquid rubber and that drain pipe. So today what we're going to do is clean all this out with the pressure washer, and then we are going to start patching it with our hydro cement.
What I did just now was I cleaned the pond thoroughly, and then I went back and took hydro cement and shoved it into all the areas that were kind of crumbling away and that we chipped away around the drain. So you can see that here. Basically, I just used up the cement until it was gone, filled the major parts that I was worried about, and then the rest we'll let the liquid rubber handle.
At Rockscapes of Canada, we use liquid rubber as our main waterproofing system. It's a 2-part A and B product that mixes on contact and creates a seamless, flexible membrane built to handle years of heavy use and constant water exposure.
So this is your intake situation here. Here's where you can turn the pump on. This one's gonna have to read 200 and this one's gonna have to read 100. So we've opened it up.
Oh. Just joking. We're gonna slowly stir our rhino.
Okay, we're all stirred up. We have our netting on. We're gonna go right in, all the way down, kind of on an angle like that. And being this full, we shouldn't have to work very hard to prime it, which is nice.
So I got Scott over there on that end of the bucket. We're gonna test B side first. Going on with B side. Yep. Okay, success.
Yeah, we're at 100.
There we go. That side's prime. Now we're going on liquid rubber side.
Okay, on. Now we're drawing.
Yeah. Keep it going for a bit. Okay, up. Beautiful.
All right, now that every part of the pool is covered in liquid rubber, we can move on to our concrete. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our equipment across the border. Even though we're only 2 hours away from the shop, it might as well be a world away. And of course, the closest place to rent a mixer was 10 hours away in downtown Manhattan. Believe it or not, most of the heavy lifting starts before we even hit the site. There's a ton of prep, coordination, and problem solving that happens right here at Rockscapes headquarters. And that's where Scott comes in.
I'm Scott Manson. I'm the general manager here at Rockscapes of Canada. My job is to be the Alfred behind the Batman and Robin, that is Sean and Patrick, keeping things going here at home base, aka the Batcave. Well, I found out that the equipment wasn't going to get across the border. I just sat down to eat dinner, and Sean had called me from the road as we realized that we're not able to bring this pump across as we had originally intended. So, man, there's so much about the border that I wish I knew going into it, and just how strict things are and how much paperwork is involved. A little bit wiser now going through the process, but definitely had to learn the hard way.
So in the meantime, we are bucket mixing, people. This is crazy. It's never been so hard for Rockscapes of Canada to put concrete on something. But we were gonna do it today by hell or high water. The weather is nice, we're taking advantage. So what I've started with the bucket mixing is I'm blocking out some shapes and just sort of protecting our liquid rubber here that's looking beautiful, looking cured. So we water tested it, everything held. That's a wrap on pool 1, finally. A little bit of struggle on this one. There's no cracks, there's no leaks. We're very happy with that, and it's just time to move forward. Finally.
Next up, the tufted deer. Another day, another habitat to fix up.
You like my new hat? Okay, we're at the tufted deer today, and the goal is to get all of this fiber coated by hand if we need to. We got our pump covered for quick spray covered soon, but we're not waiting for anything, so there's just been too much waiting on this job. So every day that's a nice day. We're moving and we're grooving.
We got the guys mixing over there on our tumbler, feed the buckets, women on moving around the pool.
That's what it's all about today.
Coming along, looking great.
Several days later.
Definitely great to finally have this pond finished for us. Yesterday it rained pretty good, so now it's kind of cleanup day and getting ready for paint. Obviously this tree has completely shed all over this pond. We got to clean it up. Time to get after it.
Another box checked with pressure washing, which means we can finally start painting.
This one is called Pebbled Path, it's basically gray. And you're just gonna wanna go around and give it a light mist. I tend to usually have a sponge with me so that if it does go rogue, I'm not leaving any kind of like comet streaks or big puddles. You're just trying to get gray speckles next to the rusty speckles, next to the black speckles. And then the idea is that when people look at it, you're looking at, you know, like a million years of minerals. So then again, you know, we'll just repeat our colors and go over and over.
Everything is looking fantastic so far. To see the finished pools filled with water, make sure you stick around to the very end.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, could it be, could it be? Is this it? Is this our mixer? It is! Oh my God, I could cry. Oh my God, quick spray, saving the day. I think we've been here about 6 weeks right now without a pump, doing everything by hand. We met the people at Quick Spray, also a family company that really understands what Patrick and I are all about. So very excited to put their mixers to the test and really also show the zoos what we can do with this machine.
No surprise here, the new equipment was a game changer. Having to do all of our mixing by hand was not only incredibly tedious, but time-consuming as well. Quick Spray truly helped us out, allowing us to move through the second rhino pool at a much faster pace. So with that completed, our work outside has officially wrapped, which means it's time for us to move on to a whole new section.
All right, today, big day. We get to start another section, and that's the second floor mezzanine. So Thomas actually finished 2 days ago. He finished the railing inside the rainforest.
These railings wrap around the entire area, so this was definitely no small task. 400 linear feet and 96 posts later, everything was fully restored and good as new. So with that out of the way, we are finally ready to begin our work up here.
So today is demo day.
During the demolition, we got lucky. The old shotcrete was fully delaminated with no aggregate or rebar, so it basically crumbled apart by hand. It sped up the first phase, but the real challenge was still ahead. And that was actually replacing the concrete. The machine had to stay outside, and we were 100 feet from the door. So, we had to haul it by wheelbarrow and use the accessibility elevator to bring it all the way up to the balcony. And this was a pretty big section that we were working on, which meant we had to make a lot of trips. To make matters worse, we were working inside of an enclosure that mimics the natural climate of a real rainforest. So it was ridiculously hot and humid in there. So hot that the concrete would set almost instantly as we stamped it, burning our knees in the process. There's one more thing I want to mention, and it's probably one of the coolest elements of this whole project. This fascia feels like it's missing something. Let's go back to Ontario for a second and take a step inside of our workshop. Here you can see we're 3D printing dozens of these panels that will decorate them as a need width. We 3D printed each section layer by layer using high-quality, durable filament. We took inspiration from various Mesoamerican patterns, creating a unique, textured look that ties into the rainforest's exotic theme.
Hello everyone, my name is Rutvik. Here I work as a 3D printing engineer where I design the different models, converted into the sliceable 3D printing files and printing into the different printers. For the Buffalo Zoo panels, we use the yellow PETG material. The dimensions were around 31 inches by 20 inches, which consume around 3 kgs of material each plate, which takes around 2.5 days to print.
After painting each individual panel, we installed them around them as a neem, and we couldn't be happier with the end result. As we mentioned in the beginning of this video, the Buffalo Zoo is celebrating its 150th year, and it's pretty unreal to look around and know that we got to be a small part of that legacy. Something most people don't realize is that a lot of zoos are struggling. When their rockwork or shotcrete starts breaking down, the original builders rarely come back to maintain it. So these habitats slowly crumble, so the zoo feels like they're losing the ability to create these immersive environments that their animals truly deserve. That's why this project means so much to us, whether it's repairing what's falling apart or building something brand new. Helping a zoo stay accredited, helping them keep these spaces natural, safe, and enriching, that's the kind of impact that we want to make. And honestly, watching these rhinos enjoy their new pool like this, splashing around, having fun, that's the moment where all the long days and brutal conditions feel absolutely worth it. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more behind-the-scenes zoo projects, make sure to stick around and subscribe. We've got plenty more coming. If you can imagine it, we can build it. Where do you want to see us go next? What do you want to see us build? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And that's all for now. See you guys on the next video.